The art of the open. The open is probably one of the most key part of any sales call that is ever conducted. Um, it is the part that really makes a client feel super comfortable. Um, and we really have to be able to open a sales call or any sales presentation or whatever it is we're doing when it comes to sales. We have to be able to open it very successfully, because that first few minutes is just critical when you get on a call with a client or a webinar with a client, whatever it is that you're doing that is sales related. You have got to set that opening up for success right away. And one of the biggest mistakes I think in sales is people, they just get right to business. Okay, and you have to really focus on a good, proper welcome. Okay, so welcome them in to your little circle. Okay, make them feel like they're in your little circle of influence, and they feel like they're really a part of something bigger. Okay, that's super important, because people at the end of the day, when we get into anything sales related, that real welcome and coming from a place of comfort is just of utmost importance. And when people start to feel really comfortable with you, that's when they really will begin at the end of the day to open up to you, and really tell a lot of their most intimate stories with you. And when people do that, you know that they really feel that they can trust you. Okay. Also, with that is definitely a community of support. And when you open up any sales call, it should always come from the position of, hey, you have a whole community of people behind you, of coaches, of like-minded individuals, or whatever the case may be, a community that can really help support you. And when people have that comfort zone or that place of feeling super comfortable, and they can, really lean on a community of support. I'll just take, for example, any of the support groups when it comes to the mastermind groups. Mastermind groups where people can communicate, especially on Facebook. People can communicate with each other. They really get to know each other at masterminds and so on and so forth. And that is super cool. I mean, not everywhere has that. And really, when you can really take the time and be able to connect with people that are like-minded, that are in business like you are, that's huge. That's a huge thing. So being able to connect in a community of support is great. And I always tell every client that I work with, you have a massive community behind you. A community of coaches that care, a community of support that cares, and a community of like-minded business owners that really care about, our success as well. And it's just super important that you really get this open right. Okay? Open it up, make them feel really comfortable with community and support, and then they know that you are there to help and really support every single step of the way. Okay? And if you do this, and you do this the right way, people really will it's really simple to build trust and the relationship really fast, because they feel like you're there helping them. Okay, and I often find that anytime I say welcome to the community, and I hope your experience has been really good thus far, people are a little surprised by that. It seems like. Um, And it's because they've never really been honestly, truly welcomed into the community. Okay? And people love to hear that. It makes them feel really, really good about what they've done. Okay? Especially by the time they've been through such a long process to this point. Okay? And that process can be any sales process to this point. But what you have to remember is, to continue the sales process going forward, which we'll always continue that sales process no matter what, whether it's another product, service, whatever for the company, whatever that is, that we're going to continue that sales process. So each time they interact, it's really important to build that trust and relationship all over again. Okay? Because now, to whatever point it is, many people could have spent anywhere from, well, be it just 10 grand or 150 grand. The price doesn't really matter. As that sales process continues, this open is very important from the standpoint of continuing that sales process into the next level of sales. Okay, so always remember to put plenty of time into a really good open. Welcome them into the community, make them feel really comfortable, and that you're there to support them, that they have a huge community behind them to support them, and also just the basics. I mean, they know you're there to help, and they know you're there to support them. Okay. That's really, really important that you do that, okay? And if you do that, you will make them feel comfortable right off the bat, right from the get-go. And that little bit of comfort is super huge when it comes to them getting started and them putting the money into their businesses to making them feel successful, okay? So, really enculture this open when you have sales calls with clients, anytime you interact with a client, whether it's the first call, second call, third call, it doesn't matter what call it is, just enculture that open and always make them feel super welcome, okay? Super welcome, super high energy, because your energy will flow into them and it'll motivate them to take their businesses further, just right from that initial open of that call. All right, so up next, we will discuss the next portion of this, and we'll get into really that relationship piece.